What we're looking at is two trends. And as we track these two trends, this is the best indicator I have of what's happening in this time of great change. The first trend is energy demand. The first trend is energy going down. I've already shown you the stats on an American home. Who remembers the bag phone? I love it. Okay. The first one of those I ever had, you know, when I charged it, you could see my meter turning. That's how much juice it used. And if I was on the internet and the wind was right, I could get my darling wife on the phone for like, you know, a minute or two, and it would fall apart. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. Totally that bag phone around. You know, I thought it was really neat. Now what are we wearing or carrying in our pockets? Micro millivolts. The amount of energy it's taking to run the world is going down. On the left, you see a wannabe muscle car. That is not a muscle car. The gray-haired guys in here, we know what muscle cars are. Right? That's a muscle car wannabe. On the upper right, though, is the Ford's new platform. They're going to make an efficient gas automobile down the same assembly line. They're going to make a hybrid down the same line. They're going to make a plug-in hybrid, or they'll make a pure electric. Whatever the market demands. We're going to get about 20 electric cars next year, and by 2014, 60 to 70 models are being projected. The other thing that's happening is the energy from renewables and net energy from renewables is going up, and the price is coming down. Wind now is very, very competitive with fossil fuels. Solar, I told you, is coming down. This is a hybrid unit. This is our demonstration model on the campus of Wilson Community College. It's a laboratory. Below it is a box full of batteries. That is a vertical axis wind turbine, low-speed wind turbine, and a skirt of solar panels. Our students can take it down, take it apart, put it back up again. It stores that juice, and that is actually a street light, the box on the bottom, it runs all night. The real long term is the solar cell, is the fuel cell. It's coming. When we finally get the fuel cell car, you'll go home, plug your fuel cell car into your house. Not to charge your car, to run your house. That is the kind of reverse in thinking you've got to be looking at. Now, when we get all of this together, look for the sunspot on my chart. When we get all of this together, the curves will meet. Amount of energy going down, amount of energy from renewables going up. Folks, when we get there, we have another quantum leap in thinking, because everything we think about energy will change that day. That day, you will be able to see your buildings as net energy profit centers. You'll be able to call people who run the grid and say, I got power for you. And when they can't take it or they're not ready to take it, you're going to be able to say, thank you, unhook. You're going to go with 3 or 4 of your neighbors, drill a couple of geothermal wells, and take your whole block off the grid. This is not pie in the sky. This is not 2050. This is what is now technically either here or on the drawing board. It's not in concept. It's on the drawing board. 2009, New York Times reported on the McKinsey study. One of the think tanks, McKinsey, said if we accelerate, if we focus, if we do an economic growth model, we can reduce the use of energy in America dramatically. Their first conclusion was energy efficiency offers a vast, they understated it, vast low-cost energy resource to the U.S. economy. The single greatest thing we can do for efficiency is reduce the energy on the built environment side while we catch up on the transportation side. By the way, we don't need to crush all the cars in America. Go find Google EV. You can buy the kit to convert those cars right off, even heavy trucks now, 4,000 pounds. You can buy everything you need to take off the gasoline drivetrain and put in the electric drivetrain. I, for one, am hoping we're going to see a mom and pop local revival. 30, 40, 50 miles, you get to keep your air conditioning. We don't need to crush all these cars. The other thing the McKinsey study said was roughly 23% of our energy we could forego, we could eliminate the need for by 2020 with simply an aggressive program. A comprehensive view of a program. McKinsey link is in my slides. A robust private sector will be required. This is the jobs we're talking about. If you're familiar with the Bestic study, it's pre-crash. I think the numbers are more compelling after the crash because of higher unemployment. Bestic study said we could, by 2030, looking at just renewable and the efficiency side, we could be looking at 40 million new jobs. That's a That is the new culture, that is the new discipline, that is the new structure emerging. That's everything we're going to call sustainable, and there are many, many jobs in that category. A lot of them are echoing the construction industry that is now simply flat on its back. A lot of those skills are needed on the retrofit side. In 2009, we had at least some indication, following the University of Massachusetts study that showed $150 billion investment in clean energy resulted in 1.7 million jobs in that year. Now, with that as backdrop, that's what was going on when we sat around, a bunch of us, at the community college president's meeting and said, what's going to be our response? We said, okay, let's take a hard look at what the community college system is doing. A bunch of presidents got together. We went up the hill and sat down with Dr. Rawls, and he said, you guys, we really need a Code Green initiative. The Code Green leadership team is born. The Code Green leadership team is co-chaired by my wonderful co-chair, Rose Johnson, Haywood Community College on the far side of the state, Wilson on this side of the state, kind of trying to surround everybody. And for obvious reasons, Rose didn't want to drive this far and talk to you guys, or you simply would have had a wonderful treat. She's a magnificent person. What we're doing at Code Green is we're trying to create a think tank. All presidents are members, roughly 25, 30 come to our Code Green meetings. We meet a day early, quarterly presidents meetings. We're trying to say the real asset, the single greatest thing we have going for us is on the ground our community college. And folks, sometimes this gets really big, and sometimes I read those headlines, and occasionally even I get discouraged. It's rare, but it happens. And all I need to do is come to a room full of community college types and shake hands with you and talk with you and see what you bring every day. Enthusiasm, understanding, intelligence, commitment to students, commitment to your community. It's a privilege to be in this room with you because those are the skills with which we are going to help our species, A, survive, B, move to that golden time that I believe is coming. The Code Green initiative lets us presidents say, which way did they go? We are the leader. We have several things we're trying to do. Environmental commitment, sustainable campuses, commitment to education and training. The implementation group is our leadership team. We have a green projects team. We spawned the implementers group, which now needs to be reformed back into something more local, and the external partnerships, and you heard our partners come up and talk. We want to develop goals, we want to define positions, we want to empower change, and most importantly, we want to say, what are we doing? We want to evaluate that progress when we empower change. We have 4 initiatives, essentially 4 committees: sustainable campus, curriculum development, sustainable communities, and professional development. Of these, sustainable communities is now emerging as our next focus. Helping community colleges to become that catalytic agent with the tools and the demonstration is where we need to be. Our campuses are becoming sustainable as demonstrations. We helped with the SuperSIP initiative. I'm not going to spend any time on that because Butch is our expert. He's going to talk about how that's working. I will tell you this: I had the privilege of addressing some colleagues at a convocation in the fall at a community college in Portland. I started telling them about our SuperSIP initiative. There was stunned silence. I hadn't told my joke yet, so it couldn't have been that. There was stunned silence in the room. And they applauded. They said, "You're doing that in North Carolina?" I said, "Yeah, we're going to redefine the curriculum in about a 2 or 3 year period." They were amazed. You don't understand how big this is. And being a community college type, you're too busy to take credit. Try to see what this is. Folks, it's easier to move a cemetery than what we do in the city. Because those dead folks have fun. And they'll come see you. Environment, building sector, engineering, energy and transportation. Our external partners include National Wildlife and the folks you've seen, and the Golden Leaf people, as long as they're going to be in business. There's a number of bills to put them out of it. What we said to our campuses, we get some baseline data. What we're doing in 2008, we did a study in 2008, and then we did a study in 2010 to say, okay, are we making progress? Are our campuses coming together as green, sustainable entities? The answer is clearly yes. Your campus is the absolute best example you have because you've got some of the worst buildings, you've got some of the greatest opportunity, you've got your fellow colleagues, and you've got those wonderful students who get it. We want you to think globally, we want to expand the concept of classroom, we want to lead change, and most of all, and that's why these regional summits are so important, we want not only for you to feel empowered, but to go home and do that. to go home and say to your president, what happened in the last Code Green meeting? And if they look at their shoes and jump with their feet, you know they weren't there. Ask them why they weren't there. There are tremendous resources. HE has deep curriculum resources. The SEED initiative from AACC is going to provide campus structures and resources, things that you may not have thought of or need to bring to your campus. On behalf of the Code Green Initiative, I want to say thank you. I want to say namaste. I am 4 minutes ahead, and so I'm going to tell my duck joke if there are no questions. That's a threat. If there are no questions, I'm going to tell my duck joke. If there are questions, we'll handle them. They gave me 3 extra minutes because last time I took them. It's in my contract, I can do that. Okay. Duck joke. Cleve Cox told me this joke. The guy spoke first. You know, the protocol is this: when you go to a president's campus, you have to sit through their stuff, whatever it is. But then you can get up and leave. So that's what Dr. Cox did. And those of you who are taping this, you might want to clip that and show it in a particularly embarrassing moment. A duck. The punchline is not put it on my bill. Walked into a hardware store right down here on the coast. And walked up to the lady at the counter and said, "You got any duct tape?" And the lady looked over her glasses and said, "I feel it necessary to warn you. And since I've taken my medication this morning, I will do so calmly. I hate ducks. I especially hate ducks that walk up and talk to me. And no, I don't have any duct tape, and you get out of here or I'm going to do something violent." Well, the duck left. But being like a community college type, irrationally consistent and persistent, the next morning was back. Walked right up to the lady boldly and said, "You got any duct tape?" She looked over her glasses and said, "I realize you're a deaf duck because I explained to you yesterday I was going to do violence. If you're back again, I'm going to take one of those 20-penny nails and I'm going to nail your little funny feet to that wall when you get out of here." Well, the duck left, somewhat dejected, no doubt thinking his options, and was back the next morning. Like community college types, irrationally persistent. He walked up to the lady when he'd learned something and he said, "You got any 20-penny nails?" And she said, "I'm fresh out." And he said, "You got any duct tape?" Folks, that's what we do. I appreciate you. I'm honored to be with you. Thank you.